Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Gear 182 slash 182 News. I don't think I need to do much of an introduction for the person on my left. Maybe you're right, depending how this gets edited. But I have a very, very special guest, Poppin. You will know him, obviously, from 182 News. Um, what's going on? How are
Dude,
you?
I'm doing good, man. Stoked to chat. I feel like you came on my podcast like 3 or 4 years ago. It's been quite some time. And I half jokingly say on my podcast sometimes, when you and I chat, you would think it's about Tom stuff. It's usually just about wrestling.
I
It's
know,
so
hey, it's
funny.
crazy. Yeah. We got we got to make a trip to San Diego for November for
Be,
Survivor Series.
be crazy, dude. Everything's just so expensive, man. The TKO takeover, whatever, dude. It's just like, oh my gosh, $300 tickets. You got to be kidding me.
I know it's insane. And being from in Canada, going down there, it's even now more expensive. But Paul Levesque needs to do something to lower these things for us. But today, no, it was actually just really quickly before we kind of get started. For the people that might not know, the reason why Brian and myself originally started the Gear 182 thing was, Poppin was, gracious enough to have Brian and I on a few years ago to talk about Tom's guitars, and it was like the mods of Reddit at the time. And so going from that, and then as soon as we closed like the chat, and it was such a awesome experience that we are just like, yo, this would be kind of cool just to do on the side. And so I owe a lot of the gear stuff to you, Pop, and so thank you for kind of opening up that Pandora's box of like the art of impossible kind of thing. So it was really cool to when we were on it. So again, thank you. It's awesome.
No, I appreciate
Um,
that, dude. It's been cool to see you guys grow. And then obviously, like, Tom's fans are super into his guitars and such. And so it's cool. You guys have found your niche. And I know how much work goes into this stuff from putting together a video or podcast or whatever. So thank you for the work you guys are doing. And yeah, it's been rad. I think at heart, it's just a passion project for both of us. We love just
yeah,
talking about our favorite band and the gear and just the lore. So, yeah, for folks who listen to my podcast or yours, we appreciate the support. I think there's a creative aspect for you and I that we both enjoy, and it's rad, dude.
I got to give you a little bit more credit though, because I have two other people, Sully being who's really, really good at editing. So you doing this solo, I don't know how you do it, man. Honestly, between the Instagram, I don't know how you do it.
The
So
funny thing
good
is,
on you, man.
the funny thing is, I feel like I'm just now starting to get kind of good at it. And it took me like 6 years, dude. I mean, I don't know how you are, but if I even begin to go back
Uh,
and look at an old video, I just cringe so hard. So yeah, people
yeah.
ask me sometimes like, how do you do this? How do you do that? I mean, there wasn't a book I read or a YouTube video. I just started doing it one day, and it's taken literally 6 years before I'm not completely embarrassed when I put something out.
No, but even like recently too, like just the start of in the past, I've noticed in the past, I don't know, couple months anyways, like just even the posts that you're doing with like the splatter and like it's not just a straight photo, like even a lot of mine are, I'm not gonna lie, but just it's so much more like artistic, and it's visually it's yeah, it's you definitely notice that the step up recently, so that's awesome. So good on you for that, because I know how hard all of that shit is to do on just by with one person. So
There's something that when I interviewed Aaron Rubin, there's something that he said that really kind of caught my ear. He said that when he would go mix or, engineer bands or whatever, it was like painting. He would just go to his room and he just wanted to paint, and you just kind of zone out and do your thing. And for me, that's what I've found, that we all have stressful lives, and you and I
yeah,
have kids and real job, this is not our career. I find for me, especially just with the world these days and just so much shit on your phone and everything's coming at you. Like when I sit down, as silly as it sounds, it's like painting to me, sometimes literally like in Photoshop. But,
Yeah.
I suspect from your perspective, there's some of that too when you put these things together and put together the notes and chat with people. Like, not to say it's art, but it's, I guess, a cool hobby that's at least fulfilling for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It definitely takes you out of the 9 to 5 rat race life, and it puts you in something that you're passionate about. So it is cool. It really is. But the reason why we're here, we're going to talk a little bit about Padre. Padre 1, Padre 2, Padre 2.0. There's so many iterations, it seems like, but kind of just kind of how everything came to be. Poppin and I were talking about just recently of just like, okay, like, with this Padre release now out, how did it all kind of come to be? Kind of all that kind of stuff. So, you know, for me anyways, like how this whole thing started from the very beginning was just like everybody has their favorite guitar from Tom, favorite bass from Mark, and mine was Padre. Like that was my favorite thing. I saw it on Leno, Padre One, and I was like, this is amazing. We saw it on Conan O'Brien for First Date. This is amazing. But that was like my first time when I looked at one of his guitars, and I was like, this is so freaking cool. And so that was my first kind of favorite out of his that like I really remember honing in on and actually like this is it. This is like number one. What about you, Papa? What was your kind of favorite at the time?
I think, I mean, that punker strat early on is the most iconic. I think we'll probably touch base on it at some point. The black and the white stripe, I mean, that's the one that stood out to me as just being super, super gnarly. But just that stripe in general, I mean, as a
Yeah.
kid, you're just like, wow, that's unique. That's not something you see at the guitar shop or whatever. So both of
Yeah.
those were pretty rad. I'm curious from your perspective, because I mean, I don't know how much you pay attention to baseball being in Canada right now, hopefully a lot in the World
A
Series, but
lot. Oh, it's everywhere.
oh yeah,
Like
which is
I go
awesome.
to a Jets game, and like they're even playing it on the jumbo. It's
Ah,
trust me, everybody in Canada. And after last night's game, it's people are going to be calling in sick today, I think.
I'm rooting for the Blue Jays hardcore, so I hope they pull it off. But
Thank
I'm
you.
I'm curious for the from the Padre component. I mean, back then, did you care about it being like associated with the team colors, or you just kind of saw it and just thought it was a rad guitar?
Yeah, I didn't even as maybe I was just oblivious. I didn't even put it together that it was the Padre colors because in Canada it's hockey, obviously. So we don't. But football, but baseball is still because the Jays, but nothing. So I never really thought of it being a color scheme. Um, that would be something that, yeah, that I would put that together. Like I know he obviously wore the Padres hat and stuff, but um, Padre One, when Padre One first came out, that was the same time. I think that was the same time. I don't even remember now. Um, but yeah, so how the story went for the first Padre was it was more of like a purplish hue as
Mm.
opposed to like a chocolate brown hue. So I guess Jen, so Tom's ex, had color swabs of two colors that she wanted for the guitar to be for Padre One, and they made it. And it was in some lights it was brown, some lights it was like a black, even some lights it was purple. It was a really cool like color, but a lot of people thought it was brown. So I think one of like the last shows of 2001 in the Takeoff tour, Tom usually would smash his like white Squires. They didn't have any. He don't think he had one there, so Mark and Travis, I guess, dared Tom to smash one of his guitars, and he smashed that one. So tour is over, done, and then before the Pop disaster, the first leg of the Boxcar Racer tour came, and when that came, they made Alex Perez made two more guitars for Tom, which was the Padre 2 and then the black with the white stripe. And the story kind of goes at this. I don't know if this is 100%, but from recent stuff that I've talked to people, the all black Fender Strat that Tom had that he smashed on that first date at the European Music Awards. That neck was saved and then used on the Boxcar black and white Strat.
Mm.
So that one I think is still there. And then the punker neck that is on Padre 2. So they kept the necks and then they put them on the two guitars. So Padre that I have has that punker neck that was on the green, and the boxcar Strat that he still has that the same black same uh, inlays. What are they called? Mosaic Freemasonry inlays. So
So to back
they
up on
repurposed.
Padre one quickly, because I get
Yeah,
questions about this as well. So out of the gate, it has the punker neck. Is that
yeah,
correct? Okay.
yeah.
And then I think what folks had thought for years is that the original Surf Green was repainted, probably based on that neck, would be my guess. That has been proven to be incorrect, right? Because
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah,
that body was on display a couple years ago. Like,
yeah. So the body that the green body was a three single coil that I think Alex just routed the humbucker out. So you can tell like once because Mr. T-shirt owns like the body for Padre One. So you can tell like because he has a picture of it up that is the it's like a humbucker single coil. And you can tell that that's not the green one because the green one had to be like routed for a humbucker because it didn't have it. So that was a new body. But the
and
green one that is there still, sorry?
I was just gonna say, and Padre One had the white Invader in it the whole time, right?
Yeah,
Okay, because
yeah,
there's
Padre
questions
one.
around the pickups that I'm sure we'll get to, but yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of folks like when you look at both of them, there's a good side by side picture. I may have gotten it from you, but there's a side by side picture where you can see on the body like the stripe is a little bit more over on Padre 2, but with the naked eye, like if you just see this on from a TV screen cap or whatever, it's kind of hard to tell which one you're looking at.
yeah, exactly. Unless you didn't see like the color of the pickup, you would think it was the same, right? But yeah, so for that green one though, it's once they took the neck and put it on Padre 2, the body stayed at Fender because they were going to make the Fender Museum. And at the time, you know, Tom was playing black guitars, white guitars, brown guitars, nothing flashy. So and Tom's not really that sentimental to his gear, so keep the green. I don't care. And then they just made a new neck for it, and then they put it on display at the Fender Museum. So those pictures with the Fender Museum is the actual punker Strat body, just a different neck, which is still crazy to me that that's still out there somewhere. But yeah, so then yeah, and so then Boxcar Racer came. Um, Tom wanted. I was even talking to like the engineer that worked on Boxcar, and he even said too that Tom wanted nothing. No, he didn't want any of the instruments that were used on Blink. He didn't like everything had to be different. Nothing could sound the same as Blink. He wanted everything different, and everything, you know, not having an Invader to play. I don't know if I don't think Tom chose because I don't think he really chooses. I think he just goes with what people think is the best. But they picked the JB pickup for Padre 2, which for me, and it's not just because it's Padre, but it's like that's my favorite pickup. It's the most for. I mean, Kurt Cobain uses it. It's in blue for Billy Joe. You know, Derek Wembley uses it. Like everybody uses the JB, so it's got a you know it's got a good backing to it. But so that's what they used for Padre 2 for the pickup. So aside from that, everything is the exact same. It's just instead of being an Invader, it's a JB.
So to clarify, Padre 2 never had an Invader.
I don't believe so. Like I actually have some pictures of like the first and second show for Boxcar, and you know, when you zoom, it looks like it could be an Invader, but it's the lighting. It could be like it's so hard to tell. But from my understanding, and even talking to Alex Press that made it's always been a JB. But you know, it's been 20 plus years, so like it's hard to remember every single thing.
Dude, it's
But
remarkable how few photos exist of Blink or even like Boxcar, like in those prime years. Like we say it all the time, but
yeah.
yeah, and one of the coolest things that comes out of these episodes and such is throughout the years I've had folks who have dug up photos and have sent them to me, and all of a sudden we have a crystal clear photo, which is rad. So if you're listening and
Yeah.
have photos from this era, please, please,
Please
please
send.
send them in because
Yeah.
dude, even like in my Padre 1 and Padre 2 folder, there's like 5 photos, dude. Like not much at all.
Yeah, there's not a lot, and that's the crummy part. Because for Boxcar Racer, I was talking to somebody or a few people that went to the shows, and like they would take the cameras away from them, so like people could really have it. And then for the pro shots, what a lot of people do, especially back then, is they would take photos of just like the beginning of the set, and then they're out. And a lot of the times for the beginning of the set, it would start off like for Boxcar anyways with like the instrumental and then I think it goes into like I Feel So and or All Systems Go maybe. But regardless, like very like heavy. So it was the Black Strat with the Invader. Um so then once you got to I think it was And I or something like that he switched to Padre. So by then the professional photographers they already got their photos, they're gone. So that's the issue
Yeah,
that
people
we
don't
don't
realize
have.
that. Yeah, people don't realize that. If you're a photographer, even to this day, a lot of times you get 3 songs at the beginning of the
Yeah.
set and then you're
Yeah.
done. So if they're not playing that guitar at the beginning of the set, you don't have a great shot of it. We, us nerds, we don't have a
Yeah.
great shot of it to look at.
Yeah, you're done. So it sucks. It really does. But so after the first leg of Boxcar was done, which is I guess just more of like fan interaction or seeing how it's going to take before the album came out, then Pop Disaster Tour came in. And then in Pop Disaster Tour is when he played. He got one more new guitar. It was the natural Strat with the white stripe, or I'm sorry, with the black stripe. Um, So he would typically play Padre for Pop Disaster towards like from all the small things to everything up until Damn It. So he played that quite a bit, but again, not a lot of photos, unfortunately. Um, but and then after that is when the second leg of the Boxcar Racer tour came in, and for the second leg of the Boxcar Racer tour, that's when he had the red 335s because his back, and so he retired the Strats that went right through to the 335. So Padre was like that era was like the last of the Strats. Unfortunately, I guess he kept the baritone Strat afterwards, but for a little
It's
bit.
it's interesting to me that the punker neck made it on to even Padre 1 and much less Padre 2. I mean, do you think that was just from a tech perspective, that's a rad neck, you need to keep using it, or do you think Tom actually cared about the feel of it?
Apparently, that's what it was. Yeah, like because like the neck that's on, we can get into it in a little bit too. But the neck, it feels like it's the best neck I've ever felt.
Mm.
Like it's I don't know what it is, but um it just plays incredible. Like for all of the because I don't think it was ever refretted, but I it everything on it is just like it. So I think Tom just liked the neck
Hmm.
because I also have the uh from Alex Perez the Freemason neck like that was made for Tom that he just because of him going to Gibson they never used. So I just got that from him, and even that neck it feels a lot different than the uh the punker neck. So it's something with that punker neck that I think he really did like. So I don't know.
That's interesting to me because we know that, I mean, Tom doesn't typically care too much about his gear. I mean, maybe it's just a feel thing. That's rad.
Yeah, he has his favorites. Like he does have, like for the Starcasters, it's the Milo um, guitar one, his number one. For his Gibsons, I believe it was his Natural was his favorite that he had, and for this, I guess I'm not sure. I know the punker neck he liked, but yeah, it was cool though. But so after everything was said and done, and Blink was on hiatus and whatever, um, I started looking up because I wanted to make a replica of Padre. So I was trying to find as many pictures as I can. What's the exact color? Because I knew it was a little bit different. And then I messaged. a member of Tom's team, and I just said, "Hey, do you guys have this guitar anywhere in storage, anything like that? Just so I can, to see better pictures of it." And I got back, "No, we actually haven't seen this guitar in a long time." And I was like, oh, "Okay, well, if you do, just like let me know." And it must have been a few months after that, got a message, and it was just sitting in the case. I guess it was just sitting up in the case, and they just thought it was empty. So I made an offer on it to say, if you ever want to sell it, I don't know if he even cares about it, but if you ever want to, just like let me know. Okay, they took it away. And then again, a few months later, I'm literally in the middle of playing Call of Duty, and I get a message like, "Hey, what's your phone number?" So I get the call, and yeah, we'll take the offer and blah blah blah. So so when I got it, again, it was like when you open it, it's like in for those who play video games, it's like Legend of Zelda when you open up the chest and it's like do 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 do. Like it was like I swear there was lights coming up at me. It was really really cool to see like it right in front of me, like in person, the color, the scratches on it, all of like the gross like sweat that was still just like didn't get cleaned off. Everything it was like, man, this is super super cool. And yeah, so the one of the stipulations that I said that if I bought it is I'd play it. I wouldn't just keep it in a case. I actually would like, this isn't because I know there were other people that made a much higher offer than I did on the guitar. Um, so that was the stipulation. My stipulation is like, I'm not flipping it, not selling it, keeping it, and it's going to get played. It's not going to be something that just sits, whatever. As it actually is just sitting in the case. But I just I'm moving some stuff around. But yeah, so I played I played the heck out of it. I did, and people are going to get upset, but I did take it all apart just to see if there's any markings,
You're
anything
crazy. You're
cool.
crazy. You
I
and I are so opposite on this, dude.
I
I would have put that thing in the corner and just like worshipped it daily.
I had, because when I first got it, I didn't know that it was the punker neck. I thought there was another one, so I was trying to figure out if there's anything. And on the heel, even it's when you take off the neck, the heel of the neck is a different piece of wood, and there's no markings on it, which means it was broken, and they pieced it together and gave it back. But um, yeah, it's looked at the Invader. Actually, I I could never told anybody this, but the JB pickup was wired opposite, so
Mm.
it was out of phase, and I fixed it because I'm like, if I'm playing this, I don't want to have, because like when you, because I think what happened is when they took the pick guard off, it fell off, and they just solder back on, put it on, whatever,
Mm.
just before anything. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to play it, like I want to actually have a JB, because at the time I didn't have any guitars that had a JB in it. So fixed it. It's all good to go. Um, I kept the strings because people are gonna be like, "Oh, wait, did you keep the?" Because people sometimes don't change the strings. Which again, it's
Yeah.
entirely whatever you guys. I could care less. If you want to keep it like you said in the corner, that's awesome. I mean, it's entirely whatever you guys want to do. But I did keep the strings just because I thought whatever in case.
Dude, those last time those were probably used would be O2 with Blink or something, dude. Like it's
Yeah,
rad.
yeah, it would have
My
been.
thing is, and I'm with you. It's not like I'm mad at people who play them or whatever, but my thing is, I just love when they're just you know where they are and they're cherished. Like that's
Yeah,
my thing. That's my main thing. They're safe and they're cherished.
yeah. And now that I have like the Padre replica, I don't know how much I'll play the OG one, because obviously
Yeah.
we'll get into a minute, but like Fender did like an unreal job at this guitar, like unreal on how they did it.
And when you picked
Um,
up Padre, this was a time period when Tom was really like out of music, right? I mean, this
yeah,
was like Tom's out of music, and it's fascinating how many of like bands and band members, dude, they just have storage units just full of 20, 30, 40 guitars. And you and I think
yeah,
about this shit all the time, but they don't. Like they don't ever think about these guitars. They don't care about the
no.
history. Maybe if they see a
I think
picture of it.
Mark does. Like Mark is really, and again, that's one thing I respect the hell out of Mark for, is like he actually cares. Like at least now, anyways. Maybe not before, because I know he would give away all this stuff before, but like he actually like cares. Tom, you're right. No, Tom, I
Yeah.
it's just whatever.
It's different. It's Tom and
Yeah,
Mark, dude. They're it's even
it's
them two
so
alone.
crazy.
They're like
Yeah,
complete opposites on so much stuff. And then,
yeah,
as far as being paired up with the music they make, I mean, it's pretty wild. But yeah, I just wanted to
it is.
reiterate because I mean, this was a time period like he'd even sold off a bunch of his stuff through the Tom legacy sale or whatever, and then he's
Yeah,
out of music. Like we didn't know if Tom was ever going to do music again. He was deep into the UFO stuff at that time,
yeah,
so kind of
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. When it was funny too because when so they got so by the time like I got yeah, well, Tom will accept the offer for Padre. To the time when it was shipped and everything, it was about a month or so. So the person who I talked to had to go to his house. Tom's there, and the guy he picks up the guitar, and Tom's like, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, we sold this to that kid," and he's like, "No, we didn't. We sold that one, and it was the Gibson prototype one, the brown with the orange."
Mm.
And he's like, "No, it was this one." And apparently Tom was pretty like, "Oh man." So, and he told me this before he even shipped it. And I said, "Yeah, no, like just we can refund. Like
Yeah.
like I'm totally, totally cool with it. Like I, if he hasn't had this guitar in a while, by all means, it's fine." And he's like, "No, no, no." I said to like I said to him, and he's like, "No, it's honestly, it's all good. It's all good." And so ships the guitar, and I get it. And that's when I started to like know that the history with the neck and whatnot. So I called the guy who I've been working with on it, and I was like, "Hey, like, I just want to like let you know that this, like, as I don't think you guys know this, but like, this is the same punker neck that was in all the small things, this," and he's like, "Are you sure?" And this is before like I think they knew how much I knew, or I know now, anyways. But I was like, "I am pretty sure that this is the neck. Like, if you want it back, like, just like." Please tell me because like I'm totally fine doing it. Like not gonna lie, I played the heck out of it already. Like I got pictures. Like if I'm okay letting it go again if need be. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Let me get back to you." And he got back and he's like, "No, doesn't care. It's all good." I was like, "Oh, okay.
Mm.
Really though? Like really? Like
I know.
you don't
I
you don't care about okay, sure."
There's two things I like there though. The first is that they didn't take the highest offer. So that means a lot. I mean, they know how much you care about this and like the research,
Yeah.
and especially now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously in the right hands. And then I think the other part of that is, and I just totally spaced on it. I'm trying to remember the point I was just about to make on that. Um, Damn it, it'll come back to me. Keep going, it'll come back to me.
Okay. So we're at so I got the guitar. Everything's cool. And then fast
It
forward,
came back to me. I'm sorry.
go for it.
You were willing to give it back if Tom wanted it. That means a lot.
Mhm.
Same thing for me. Like I have one of
Yeah.
Tom's Les Pauls. If he wanted it back, I would hand it over tomorrow. Yeah, I would probably ask for like something cool in trade, nothing that's
Yeah.
going to be of that value or whatever. But yeah, I think the fact that you would be willing to offer it back and even the refund component, like that speaks
Yeah.
volumes to both sides of this, which is
Yeah.
it's dope.
I'll trade you for your car, Mr. Delonge. No.
Trading for a
But
Tesla.
yeah. But no, it's because like I think this is also before I realized how much Tom doesn't care about it. Because for me, I'm just like, "Oh, this should be in like a museum or whatever, like the punk rock museum, right?" Like, I think it should be in something like that. Like just because it's of the history, just on the neck. The body is super cool, but I mean, with the neck and stuff, that's why I'm trying so hard to still find the green body. Um,
How
but
is that not in the punk rock museum, for God's sake? There's really not much Blink stuff. There's really not any as far as like
no,
instruments and such.
Sticker Strat was supposed to go there, and same with Mark's first base was supposed to go there, but I guess it just didn't. I don't know.
Absurd.
I think before you guys restickered it, I don't think Tom cared too much for it. That's why he's probably like, "Yeah, it's okay, whatever." And then as soon as he restickered it, it was like, oh, like an old friend, like, "Oh, I remember you." Okay, like so. I think now he doesn't want to part with it.
The craziest part about that, because I just re-listened to that clip, and friend of the podcast, yours as well, Jeff.
Yeah,
He's in that Fender promotional video where they talk about the sticker strat, and Jeff had put it back
yeah,
together for him or whatever. And the craziest part about that is the day he delivered it was the day that Tom and Travis went over and had met with Mark for the first time in a long time. And it's when Mark had cancer and had just told them about it, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. And so for that full circle moment, like, dude, this is years. Like, dude, I
The
didn't know if,
timing.
dude, the timing, like, I didn't know if Tom would ever be back in Blink, and Mark's diagnosed with cancer. We're coming out of COVID. And for them to
Yeah.
go over there and just check in on their friend. And then as soon as he gets home, Jeff delivers him his main early Blink sticker Strat. I was just
Right.
like, oh my God, dude. Like, if that is not a sign from the punk rock gods, like,
I know.
holy hell.
But side note for people that don't know, so Tom had this just really quickly. Tom had the sticker strut that everybody knows and loves. He took off all the stickers. I think that was the worst move. But took off all the stickers, did whatever,
Ever.
and then then Poppin, Davy Jones, uh, Brian, and then Hugh were able to get the exact um, I guess it was like photoshopped or something for the stickers, got them the placements, got the sizing, got the like the good material, not like the cheap stickers that you get, and got them to Tom's team to resticker. But not only that, Poppin also made a video on how to sticker it. So there's one thing to have the stickers, right? Like it's
Yeah.
great. You know, I can look at pictures, okay, but actually to watch somebody place them where they're supposed to go in the exact size and the exact orientation, everything is huge. So because of that, not just what you guys did with the stickers, but because of what you did with that video, like I've played that guitar, like I was able to like play uh, the Damn It riff on it, which was cool. But looking even at it up close, I was like, aside from them obviously looking new, you really couldn't tell that these were just some, you know, fan made stickers that they found on eBay that they stickered up and whatever. Like these were like so I can 1,000% see why he like this is now he wants to keep this stuff, which
Yeah.
is amazing. So again, I know that's side note, but like I just with everything going, is like if you haven't watched it and you're planning on doing a sticker strat, watch the video because if you want it to be perfect or everything, super cool. But yeah, so going kind of back, so you know, Tom comes back to Blink. Uh, you know, Fender becomes his new girlfriend. They make the reissued finally comes out for the Strats, and they made a limited edition Strat for Tom, which was the Blackout, which was a pretty cool idea. Just all black, satin black. I really like that one. I that's probably like out of the reissue, that's I think my favorite. Um, and I don't know, for some reason it played really well too. I and then the next one was the Yeti, which was like the white one, which I love white guitars, but I don't know. So for some reason, the black one still did it for me. But so for when the third one came out, it was supposed to be a different color, but they thought if this is going to be our last Strat, we want to make it like really unique. So Fender reached out and was like, "Hey," so Tom wanted to do a Padre replica, and he wanted us to reach out to you and like try to get whatever, whatever. And I was like, "Oh, that's really freaking cool. Like, how do you want me to send you Padre?" And they're like, no, because in case something happens, gets broken, whatever. Like, we no. But this is what we got so far, and it was on a Zoom meeting, and it had like the orange case, it had everything. And Poppin, before I went to the meeting, I was like, okay, they want to make a replica Padre. Like, if I was in charge, this is what I would do. I would want this neck with this and this and this and this. Try to make it cost efficient, but this. So I was like, I had my notes up. I was like, okay, because you guys are gonna just get it wrong in some way, and like, no, if you're gonna do this, we have to do it good. And so they come up on the screen and they show the picture, and I just stopped and I was like, "Do you have a spec sheet on it?" And like, yes. So they scroll down, and I'm just like looking, and I'm like, "Oh, oh." And then they're like, "So what would you add?" And I'm like, "Um, I don't know." And they're like, "You don't know?" And I was like, "No, because you guys got it. Like, how did you guys get it? Like, no offense, but like, you guys miss some stuff sometimes when it comes to like the Tom Strats, right?" And they're like, "No, we want to make this like perfect." And I
It's
was like,
almost like
"Okay,
they've been making guitars for like 100 years.
right." but the strats, like the reissued strats that they make and stuff, are night and day different than what Tom would play. Like
Yeah.
different neck, different bridge, different tuners, different. And like even the strap locks that they have, I was like, you guys, like this is really, really good. They're like, yeah, the only thing is the color because we don't like we it was a specific brown. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. I don't know if I have it here. Is this it?
We're
Yeah,
because this comes up a lot. Were the inlays even a part of the original discussion?
no. Um, and the only and I that was sorry, that was one thing I'm like, well, how much would it be for the inlays? And they're like, oh, we can't do inlays. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Like it's
Yeah.
not that hard to do. Like, I mean, these overseas companies do it all the time. And I'll get into like kind of why after, and I might have to take it out of the video, but we'll see because I don't know if I'm fully allowed to say it. But anyway, so I got this little thing. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's like a Nix. So it's essentially you just put on whatever color, and it tells you the color. So I did it on Padre, and I uh, found like the color RGU color skews and whatever. And I wanted to do this for the orange one as well. Just so we can actually get the exact color. And so they sent me a couple color swabs of like the colors to match, and on the back it's just a number. But essentially, it's just can't even do it. It's like holding cards. There was another one, but I gave it to Brian. But
Has had it it's the middle one, right? Just with my naked eye.
it's the closest to it, yeah. But they did
Okay.
still change it even afterwards, um, because it was all of them were different browns, but it was like that Caperi, whatever it is, orange that Fender uses and everything, and so I was like, hey, I'm actually going to like California, in a few weeks, and like, would you bring Padre? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So, flew down, brought Padre with me, and like again, like first of all, you go and like Alex Prez was there, and Riley, who is the head of all of the. So when you go into Guitar Center, you see like all the different series. Like he's in charge of getting the series out, and such a rad guy. But so like I go in there and like I'm just like not even looking. I'm like, here's Padre, and I'm just like looking at the wall, and there's like all these like artist guitars that are coming out. Like I wasn't allowed to take any photos, unfortunately. There was even like a custom shop Starcaster, which I
Mm.
immediately messaged like Brian Thrasher, and I was like, "Is this what you were talking?" Because he was like, "Man," I was like, he's like Brian, because a few weeks before that, Brian was like, "Yeah, was this in Fender?" And there's a custom shop like Starcaster. I was like, "Holy crap!" So I saw it. It was wild. But anyways, the point was, so Riley takes it. He's got like his measuring tape. He's got like picked for his like high end camera. He's taking photos of like the color. He's holding like the neck. He's taking like measurements of the neck, making sure it's perfect. Because even though you might just think, oh, it's a C shape or U shape, whatever, it is a little bit sanded down because Tom doesn't like to have um, like the gloss on the neck. So like it's sanded down. So it makes it that little bit thinner. So just making sure that everything is like 100% perfect. And they had the body there done that for what it was. I think they showed a photo of it, but they're like, we put it side by side and it was like pretty close. Even the orange they fixed, like it was like super, super close. And I said to Riley, I was like, man, like you're only making 300 of these. Like I know this is maybe a bad question, but why do you care so much? Like, it's like you'll sell this regardless if it's the perfect shade of orange or perfect shade of brown. Like you're going to sell it regardless. And he's like, no, what I want to do is I want somebody to pick up this guitar and be like, oh, this is Padre. This is what a custom Tom feels
Mm.
like.
Gave me
And I was,
goosebumps, dude.
yeah. And I was
Straight
like, you know
up.
what? Okay, that's awesome. And so we went for lunch and we talked a lot about the stuff behind, why we couldn't do the inlays. And the thing with this guitar is, there's just like in any big corporation, there's different divisions, right? So there's like the Mexican, division, then there's the Made in America division, there's the custom shop, the master build. And already this guitar is like the custom shop won't didn't want, I think anyways, didn't want them to do any sort of really big customization for just a regular Strat because it takes away from their, I guess, division. And so it almost is like a fine line of what they can and what they can't do to still stay in like the rules of even in Fender. So I think if they made the custom inlays on it, it would get to be closer to like a custom shop. Like if you went into a store, like you couldn't buy Padre. You can't buy the color. You can't buy like a Strat with that neck. You can't. There's a bunch of different things. So they had to. I think that's what also took a while too, is just making sure getting everything done. I know the cases alone are super hard to do. So all in all, it was such a cool experience. So I go home and just patiently waiting for me to see one of these things in person. And finally, after everything's done, it gets sent, and like I literally pick it up, pop it, and I'm telling you, like I look at like the original Padre, and like I got the time goosebumps, like everything, and I almost like I think I even got like a tear in my eye too, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy because after like a setup on anyways, like it feels so damn close to Padre, like it's insane. Like the neck on it is like the neck on these things are so well done because they're U-shaped necks. They're not C-shaped necks. So C-shaped necks are the same necks that are on like the Starcasters, on all of Tom's reissued stuff. But every Strat that Tom played was a 1969 custom shop, which is a U-shaped neck, which is a little bit fatter, and that's what's on the replicas. So it was again the amount of detail that they and work that they put into it is just it is crazy. Like again, for something that they didn't need to put that much work into if they didn't want to, it's unreal.
Dude, flying
Absolutely
with
unreal.
Padre. Did you put that in a different case? I'd be freaking out.
No, I put it in like a gator like hard shell, well soft shell, but like a harder, and like it flew with me. Like I got from from Delta, every like all the airlines that I flew with, they're like, oh you have to check that, and I was like no,
Nope.
and I just walked
It's
and I
like,
put it, yeah, like I 100% like I, and it stayed with me the entire time. Like it was the most nerve-wracking thing ever, but I was like, the ends will justify the means. The ends will justify the means as long as it
I
makes it there.
bet.
Um, so getting them to like make sure everything is perfect from like a spec perspective, from measurements perspective, color perspective, everything. So now we have it, and it's like again, like I know people say, oh, it's overpriced, whatever, for or not everybody, but some people. But you have to kind of remember what did go into it. Like it's not just like a parts neck that you can go in like Warmouth or whatever and piece together. Like it's an actual like made by Fender guitar that has like again that neck. I don't even know if you where you can, because I think even like the made in Japan neck still have like the truss rod at like the top, not the heel like on this one. Like this is a straight custom, like you can't get these anywhere.
Yeah, and you're
So
really, I mean, you're the only person who can speak to it really, but yeah, getting those side by side. I mean,
yeah,
color alone, I mean, did you hold those side by side and it's just
color, it's
perfect?
it's like I mean nothing's ever going to be perfect, but like when you look at them side by side, like if you held them like this, like you wouldn't see a difference. Up close you might see a bit, but like side by side, like holding them apart,
Yeah.
like you couldn't. It's like they, I don't know how they did it in the time frame that they did it with everything, but unreal.
What's cool about that also is there's an aging to your colors. You know, I mean, that
Yeah,
thing was played, that thing sat in a case
yeah,
forever, like made its way to you. I mean, that's not a color that you can just bust out and replicate or that you would find on a shelf on a new Fender guitar or whatever. It's fully custom. That's sick.
yeah. Even the pick guard is like, if you notice, it's not like pure white. It's like that parchment, like aged kind of white on it too. So they even matched that.
Yeah,
Like
I
again, just
jumped on
stuff
it.
that didn't think. Yeah,
I knew like when the pre-orders went up and like the black one was dope. The white one, the Yeti's probably the most rarest because I don't
yeah,
think it didn't sell out immediately or whatever. I don't know how many actually made it into the
yeah. I don't.
wild.
Not
Um,
many.
but with that, I mean, dude, like the case was so rad, and then the fact
Yeah,
that, you know, Tom actually played that one, and I knew right away that the inlays probably weren't going to happen. It just is what it is, which I was fine with. And then, I think it was like a couple hundred extra dollars, which to me, getting the custom case, like the signed
Yeah.
COA, and then the love that went into it, dude. I mean, it was rad, and I figured it might get pushed a little bit. I think there was like what, a 4 month delay or something, but I was
Yeah.
okay with it. Was there anything there like in particular that you can share that I guess maybe delayed things by a little bit?
Um, I think the fact of it being custom, like the custom color, I think did it. The cases takes a while to make. But I think the other thing was when I got there and they measured the neck, I think um it might have been a little bit different than what they thought. So they had to almost go back and be like, okay, before we put these in the video, we have to now change the neck and do this, this, and this. So it was a good thing that I brought it because I'm not sure how the neck would have been because I don't know if they knew, or maybe they did, that it was a U shape, not a C shape. So it might have came with a C shape originally. But the neck that's on the replicas is the exact same neck
Hmm.
that's on. Yeah, even like the tint on the headstock, because a lot of them just come with uh like a bright regular wood with Fender, like the reissues did, but this one actually has that like little yellowish tint to it that they put on. Again, just to match it as much as possible. So it was cool. It was really, really cool to from start to finish of what it kind of ended up with.
Yeah, when mine finally showed up, I mean, I was stoked to open it, and the case is just stunning. It's behind me over here.
Yeah.
Those little levers on the side, man, they'll fuck your finger up if
Yeah.
you have your finger in the wrong
Yeah.
spot. But dude, you open it up, and I was just like, I mean, my jaw was just on the floor because it's just stunning. And I talked about it, I think, on one of my episodes. It's like, as a kid, you never would think that, maybe one day you could own something like that. And I know some folks will say, well, you can just build your own, you can get your own, which you can, but coming officially from Fender and from
Yeah.
Tom and his company with his sign off on it it's pretty rad, man. And I'll say, from my perspective, because I'm not a super, super gearhead, I kind of appreciate like the history and kind of the lore on
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff. Um, I do love the JB. So I know there was questions there on if it would come with the Invader versus the JB. I was stoked it was going to come with the JB, A, because I hadn't played one, and B, because I have the signature that had the Invader, so I was stoked to try out something
Yeah.
different. And even from just like the minimal amount of noodling I've done on it, dude, I love the JB. Like for what I play,
Yeah.
like kind of riffier stuff. I mean, the Invader for power chords and kind of chugging along is maybe a little bit better, but for my play style, dude, that JB just screams. It's
I
dope.
know. It's such a like it I don't know. There's a reason I think it's one of the best selling pickups ever. I think maybe I'm wrong, but uh, again, like I said before, like if people like Billy Joe, Cobain, like all these like high end musicians, like if that's the one that they're gravitating towards, like it's pretty good. I think even Chad from Newfound Glory, I think all of his tellies now are JBs. So even like it's just it's just such a good versatile pickup. I was really really hoping that that's what like the Starcasters were when I first saw them. I was like, oh, it's not an Invader, so it's
Hmm.
because I'm not the biggest fan of the Invader. Like it's great for what it is, but it's too powerful. Um, but the I was really hoping it was a JB, but
I think the
all
neck,
good.
like you said, I mean, the neck feels significantly better than the TD Sigs for sure.
Yeah,
But I will say, at the end of the day, I love my Starcaster, man. Like when it comes to playing,
yeah,
I still pick up that Starcaster all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. The Starcasters, I prefer semi hollow bodies than so. Yeah, I'm with you on I the Starcasters, the 335 or 333. They're they just it's a different feel completely,
I need
completely.
I need To the Stars to release a coffin with exact specs of this case, man. I'd buy it right now. Just
Yeah,
it looks so dope and like so like comfy and tight, like it's so soft. I mean, was that the case
yeah,
that he had originally with Padre, like as far as you know?
yeah. Like so, like the orange ones, you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. So he's been using these A&S cases for a while, like even for like his original sticker strap was the blue one. So he had and then it went to for his Les Pauls, he had an orange one and a green one. And then for the Strats, it was just all orange, then different interiors. So he had and then they switched to like after, I think it was in '03 or '04, they just switched to like the big boat case, and then they stopped using the individual ones. But yeah, they're a pain, man. They're heavy. Like these things, like they're heavy.
So you get it in hand. I mean, on a scale of 0 to 10, how happy were you with the final product?
Oh, it was a 10. Like it just again the it just from start to finish and like everything that went into it, like it was quite surreal to actually see that, like, there's replicas out there of a guitar that I just have sitting in my office right now. Like it's still doesn't feel fully real, but it's cool. Like again, the fact that they were able to like make it as custom as they did and everything, like it's unreal.
So have you
Super,
been
super cool.
playing, have you been playing yours a bunch? Like you got it to play?
Yeah, I've been playing the replica a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, just because yeah, I want to like break it in still and get everything. And uh being in Canada, it gets kind of cold, so having to like constantly for at least a little bit set it up, like the original Padre, because it went through. I look at like these like artist owned guitars as like a baseball glove that's been used. Like it's already worked in, it's good to go. So having to work them in a little bit more, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of the replica.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, obviously there's 300 or just over 300 because I saw some numbered a little bit higher than that. But I'm curious for those who picked it up, how many folks are playing with it or more or less
Yeah,
view it as a collectible. I mean, for me, I'm not scared to play it by any means, but I more or less it's probably more of a collectible in my mind,
yeah.
more or less just to kind of preserve it and not just ruin it with whatever I'm doing to it. But yeah, it's an interesting question.
Yeah, some people have already seen change the like the string tree on the top to like what Tom's was. I've seen people uh one person I think changed the pick guard already on it. People, yeah, I wouldn't do any of that personally. I mean I play it, but I don't think I would change anything on it. But yeah, a lot of people just yeah. It's interesting what people if from the collector's perspective compared to like the player's perspective. Like you look at some of these even like 333 Tom Gibsons that are on Reverb or eBay, and the people have added extra pickups on them and different extra
Yeah.
knobs, and it's just like, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of
But
crazy. I wish
yeah,
I was confident enough to even just like blowtorch mine from customizing it or whatever. Like that would be
yeah,
sick. But dude, I don't trust myself doing that.
no, not at all, not at all.
So the
I,
Padre guitar has happened. And dude,
yeah,
everybody who has one of these and who has enjoyed it and has one in their hands or whatever, they owe you a thank you for sure. So dude, on behalf of me, like thank you for helping. I mean, pivotal part of this project does not happen without you and your knowledge and willingness to share and help Fender into the stars. So dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
thanks, man, thank you. I'm just happy that people like it and and the way that it turned out. Because if it turned out crappy,
That Stefan
I'd
guy
be
from
yeah,
Gear.182, he ruined it all.
just ruin people's lives. Um, but yeah, no, so it's been a cool little project, and because Padre was kind of my favorite, I was thinking a while ago, but like, oh, like I would like to make like a guitar for Tom. That'd be really cool to almost like a full circle. And so I um had a few different color ideas. I had like one that was all black with Monsters of California on it, and like the Padre symbol, and like all these other things that I was gonna do, but I decided against that. And then I liked the smiley face, the smiley head idea. So I sent his team a mock-up of that, which was black with the white. They said no, and I did a pink, or not a pink, sorry, I did like a lavender purple with white. So I thought that'd be kind of cool because he's into like these pastel colors. They said no, I don't think so. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I think I sent an orange one with the white, and it was no. And then I sent the Padre, and they're like, yeah,
I'm just picturing just like the Judgment Day, just
yeah,
no.
yeah. It's just no.
Was that inspired from his? I was going to ask this. Was that inspired from his 333 that was just the natural, brown Gibson color or whatever with the silver smiley? Because that's one of my favorite Gibsons of his.
Yeah, like the when I when I was I think it was 23, I'm not sure, one of the shows, he had like his yellow one with just at the time it was just the UFO. And I was like, yeah, like the back is like just really blank. It'd be cool if you like, smiley face on or whatever. And then like 2 days later they put the smiley face on it. But I always liked that kind of look. And I thought, from like a brand perspective, like that's kind of cool too. And so I had originally it was like I have one of them that's more of like an orangish color, and then the one that Tom has is more of a yellowish color. So it's two different like shades for both of the colors were like still the Padre colors. And then so I got Alan Corona to paint both the bodies. Um, I sent them both to Thrasher just to. Oh no, sorry, I got them back and put the neck on everything, and then took him to Thrashers before the show. Got him to set it up to make sure if there's anything that I missed. Because I used like Goda bridges, like I used like higher end stuff on them. And then I took a picture and I said, which one do you think he'd want more, the yellowish or the orange? And for me, the orangish matches like Padre one a lot more than the yellow one that he has. So I was happy that he picked the yellowish one. And then yeah, so he met them at in San Diego, went down to like the Padres like locker room, which was crazy seeing, all of their like uniforms and everything and the big Padres symbol in the middle. And um, there's Tom just like kind of like walking around, kind of like psyching himself for the thing. And yeah, I took a video of it and I posted it. It was a rad experience, but and he seemed to like it. So I'm happy because a lot of times when you make these guitars, like his team might be like, oh yeah, he'll like that, but meanwhile he might not.
Yeah.
So um, they asked me what songs would you want to play on them or play on the guitar, and I was like, because my favorite song is Down, so Down and I Miss You because it's the Capo song. So that's the one he's been playing it on kind of since. So back and forth of that and the Sam Larson, the Blinkcaster one, he goes back and forth on. So it's still so surreal seeing him play that live too.
Dude,
And
it's
again, it's
so
all because
rad.
of Padre. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's the best, man. And like, I mean, a young you listening to Blink, and then all
Yeah.
these years later, like helping getting your favorite guitar made, and then gifting a guitar to Tom. And then, dude, the last tour, like he played it a ton. I even
Yeah.
got like good videos and clips of it. And it's cool, to a lot of folks, it's just one of his 10, 12 guitars or whatever that's busted out. But, if you listen to this stuff or this channel or whatever, I mean there's a backstory and just so much love and passion that goes into it, man, and that's just like that next layer of lore that I know I appreciate. So that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It was cool being in the audience. I was with JP Walker who did the Diaga bass for Mark. And we're both just like we're standing beside each other and just looking up and just like seeing instruments that we had a hand in on stage, and we just looked at each other like, man, unreal, unreal.
Nuts.
So yeah, it's crazy.
And you have
It's
the
been a crazy
sisters,
ride.
so there's a sister or brother one behind you that's like
Yeah,
exact same specs but just slightly different colored smiley.
that's it. Yeah, yeah. So the one that I have is more of the orangish color, so almost the same as like Padre one. So when you have them side like on each corner, it's cool seeing because it's that evolution of Strat to Star.
I like yours
So
better. I like yours
yeah,
better. But his
I
reminds me more of like his Gibson, like with
yeah,
the brown and like the cream or whatever it is.
yeah, because it's very close to that. You're right. It's very close to like that, like creamish kind of color. And the only reason why it's a different shade is just because Alan went to go find the spray paint for the one that we used in the first one. They were all out. He's like, this one? And I was like, sure. Gives it something a bit different. So at least this way, because my thing was I just wanted two of them done the same because I really like the look of it and everything. But
Yeah,
I like that it's a little bit of a different shade on this one. But yeah, like what I have there is the exact same spec, like the bridge, the tuners, the strap, like everything is the exact same that would be on the one that he's playing right now live. So it's
dude.
cool.
Shout out Alan Corona, man.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Oh, he's it's just insane. I don't know. I have no words. He's like, you give him an idea and a project, and he just runs with it and comes back with the most amazing. Like it's crazy. He's so talented, so freaking talented. But yeah, so huge shout out to Alan for that.
Man, so that's the story. I mean, there's Padre 1, Padre 2, to the stars Padre, and then Padre 2.0, and then what do you call yours? Like Padre 2.1 or what? Do you have a name?
I don't even know actually. I don't even know.
It's funny.
To,
I ask people sometimes, I'm like, do you have a name for that guitar? And they look at me like, no, I don't.
why you are? Yeah, that's kind of weird. But no, it's true. Like you do. Like especially with these, like you name them, right? Like it just gives them that much more of a character.
Yeah.
Because for me, like I love like older, like almost beat up guitars because it comes with that like mojo and it comes with like I don't mind brand new guitars, but like getting like a used one is with all the dings and scratches and stuff, and that's the ones that you name because it's those are the ones that have the character.
Yeah, it's funny. I just had Tom Wisniewski on the pod from MXPX,
Yeah,
and he's a big fan of like older Gibsons, and he likes the ones that have been relicked and have blood, sweat, and
yeah,
tears in them. And he kind of talked about at the end where some of his peers were asking him like, "Dude, how'd you do the relic job on that, man? You did a really good job on that." And he's like, "I just fucking played it for 15
yeah,
years, and like this is how it looks."
yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Especially with the touring too, like when you're going like from like a California to like a Minnesota or whatever, like the weather's so drastic that like it cracks and checkers and all this stuff that like I remember even when Sum 41 was in here for their last Brownstone had one of his guitars and like when I was looking at it up close, like it was a huge like almost crack in it and I was like, oh, what happened? And he just looked at me, he's like, Winnipeg, because it was like minus like 40 Celsius at the time. So it
Ah,
just like, but he's like, he likes it though, because that's what gets them these characters and stuff. But yeah, like going from all over, like they wear out pretty quickly. It's
yeah.
crazy to think of, but yeah, they wear out pretty damn quick.
I know at the end of the day, man, it's just a hunk of wood, dude. Like it's kind of crazy. And especially like Alan, one thing I love about Alan is he'll post like updates along the way that maybe you don't typically see from Fender or Gibson or whatever. But dude, it's just a hunk of wood at the end of the day. I
It's all
mean,
it is. It's
it's
all it is.
crazy.
It's us like the nerds that put so much backing behind it. That's that's what gets them the lore and stuff. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it's been fun. So, I think we talked at the beginning of like what's next and what we'd like to see kind of next from if they ever did another one of these special runs. So you said the white with the boxcar one?
I think it would have to be the box car, the black with the white racing stripe. I mean, my God, I feel like that one would sell pretty quick. My only hope is that it's like a year out so that I can afford another one. But
Yeah,
to me,
I think
like
it would be.
that would be the one.
Yeah, that would be. I think that's a fan favorite one for them to do too. Um, I personally would like them to do the orange, just not just because I have it, but just the orange baritone because they haven't made a baritone tom guitar ever.
Hmm.
So because the orange was something special too. So I was actually able to match the orange, and I had made a Jazz Master, and I have
Hmm.
that exact. So the orange that I have in the Jazz Master is the exact shade of orange that is on the Subcaster. So they have the right colors and everything, but I don't know if they would do that. Like
I
that's a
can't
little
believe
bit longer.
I cannot believe he painted over that. I mean, it's
I know.
fine, but yeah, because there's lore there. I mean, he painted over it. It's signed. I think you
Yeah.
posed the question at one point, like, would you repaint it? Would you strip it? I definitely would
Yeah.
not. I would leave it as is. But I'm
Yeah.
assuming, like, did you have to take off the pick guard to get that
Yeah.
orange?
Yeah. So there's a guy here that does professional color matching because um, to get the right color for this orange, like you can use like one of these and you can get like pretty close to it, but like once you get them in like sunlight, it's a different shade of orange. And as you get into UV light, it's a different shade. So they had to go back and forth for like a week and a half of different. I think they used like 50 different paint to try to match it for would match in every single
Oh my
thing.
God.
So so I have like the color skew for that exact thing. So if Fender ever did want to make one, um, they can have the exact orange anyways, which I think would be really cool because they've never made an orange tom guitar, and I mean, pretty easy to do. You just, I mean, the only thing is would be the baritone neck, but other than that, like the Strat body with an invader and a Pearl pickguard, like it's pretty simple to do.
Mm,
But
that'd be
having that
sick,
black, but having the boxcar black and white, I think would be
dude.
the easiest and the biggest ROI. I think that would be the best to, because the case you can say is the same case. There's no difference in shape. It'd be
Yeah,
pretty
and now
cool
that they've
for them to
got, I
do.
mean, now that they've done it, they've
Yeah,
got the specs, they've got, more or less the
yeah,
framework for what would need to happen. So hopefully that makes the next round easier for
yeah,
them and quicker to turn around.
yeah. Because they could easily do it. Like it's the neck is the same. It'd still be the dot inlays, but it'd be the same thing. And then black with I think it's like Olympic white for the stripe. So it's pretty easy to like I would think anyways, pretty easy for them to do. There's no like crazy color matching or anything. It's just black with Olympic white, which is what they already have at the in the factory. So
Mm.
that'd
Stefan,
be
I've
it.
enjoyed this, dude. I feel like we could chat all day about
I
Blink
know.
182.
Yeah.
This is the Gear 182 news collab. I wish Tom would
Exactly.
just like buy all of our podcast and just put us all under one umbrella and we'll just nerd out all day.
To the Stars podcast.
They
Never
have
know.
one. They have one, but it's more or less on the paranormal side of things, not
Yeah.
the Blink nerds, but that's why
Yeah.
we're here.
Exactly. Exactly. We got to get to the right people to get them to make this corporation umbrella and have us fall under.
Just nerds. Go
Yeah,
listen to the Blink
exactly.
Nerds podcast. But it's cool, man. Like we're passionate about it. And for folks who listen to this, I mean, I know you guys and myself, like we really do pour a lot of time into this and we appreciate folks
Yeah.
checking it out. So, if you dig it, it sounds silly, but like please subscribe, drop a like on the video. It does help us a little bit. And,
100%. Yeah.
we're here to just like basically share rad stories about the bands we love. So it's
That's
fun.
it. Thanks again, Papa, for coming. This has been a long time coming, so I really appreciate you taking the time, man.
No problem, man. Anytime. Enjoyed it.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you guys in the next one. And bye for now.
Later.